This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
So like this fruit is not going to be able to be harvested because it's too far gone.
That's because on day one of the harvest, about half of their 120-person workforce wasn't there.
Our harvest workforce is primarily immigrants. I would say the majority are from Mexico originally. They are skilled workers who come up every single year. A lot of people have a lot of fear based on their ethnicity, which is an unfortunate thing.
Chandler says the fear over ICE raids isn't just present at his farm, but across many farms like his. For him, it means an unprecedented loss.
So we are in a situation where we're going to have to leave probably 300 to 400 tons of fruit on the tree. It's going to be devastating.
He and his wife are even looking for second jobs to make up for the loss. But on top of those fears, Chandler's wife is from Mexico, and the knowledge that people who look like her and his children don't feel welcome hits close to home.
Do you know where your fruits and vegetables come from? Over 1/3 of U.S. vegetables and also 3/4 of fruits and nuts are grown in California. Did you know that? Well, right now in California, because of all these ICE raids, 70% of workers are gone due to workers being afraid of the ICE raids. 70%. And in an article I was reading on The Guardian, someone in the business said, if 70% of your workers don't show up, 70% of your crop doesn't get picked and can go bad within one day. This is real, and it has a devastating impact on the entire United States. And according to the story, California farms generate $60 billion in agricultural sales every year. Even Trump had said at one point a couple weeks ago that our farmers are being hurt badly. They have very good workers. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be great. Okay. But then he turned around after he was going to supposedly protect farm workers and restaurant workers and said, no, we're going to continue raids on them too. And right now there's been no policy to change anything. And you know, it's a ripple effect. So this is going to take maybe a couple more weeks, maybe a month, and we are really going to start to notice the prices are going to skyrocket for fruits and vegetables and nuts. And forget the GOP and the MAGA people who are going to say, oh, we'll get our stuff from other countries. No, you won't. And if you do, you're going to pay. And at the end of the day, what part of $60 billion in sales revenue did you not understand? So enjoy your avocados, your apples, your tomatoes, your lettuce, your corn, your watermelon, because in the coming weeks, you're either going to have none or they're going to cost so much money, a lot of people will just not be able to afford buying.
So food prices in America are expected to skyrocket anytime soon due to the ongoing mass deportation. Now that's because most of these workers on these farms are mostly immigrants. And because they don't have documents, most of them are scared to come to work. They might get caught and deported. So the crops on these farms are being left alone. Most of them have started rotting.
So this morning I wake up to find out that 75% of the farm workers are not showing up to work in California. This is exactly how you, documented, undocumented immigrants, and anybody who works alongside you all that supports you, this is how you show America exactly how much our economy depends on your hard efforts and work. Thank you so much for banding together to do this. It's about time that the rest of the people in the United States that are spoiled, rotten, rich understand that their only cheap fruit comes because of the fruit of your labors.
And food prices are about to soar because of it. We are going to get to a point where it's not going to be a case of can you find an orange? It's can you afford it if you do. Donald Trump has come into office thinking he can just do whatever he wants and the world will just respond to his whim. And instead, he is finding out the hard way and we're going to pay the price.
Family owned, over 4,000 acres of tomato farm across Florida and California. Yep. Sadly, his crops aren't looking too good. All those tomatoes rotting, you know. Nobody's there to pick the crops. And with Trump tariffs, well, they ain't got nothing left to do, y'all, but to mow that shit down. He got to mow all that shit down. Yep. Ain't got nobody there to pick them goddamn crops. Do I feel bad? No. Because that's what he voted for. He voted for Trump. A Trumper. All that shit wasted. All those goddamn tomatoes gone to garbage. They wasted. All because of that vote for Trump.
Policy decisions have consequences. I've said that before. And you might like what you get on the front end, but you might not like what you have to pay on the back end. See, farmers in Florida, especially tomato farmers, they're finding that out. There was a farmer interviewed on a Miami TV station, and he said that, you know, there's two policies he kind of agrees with. One is the immigration policy, right? He says, you know, I know we gotta do something about the borders, both north and south, but it's impacting my ability to keep staff because now a lot of my people don't show up for work. I mean, he understands that nearly half of the immigrant workforce that works on farms like his are undocumented. People are scared, both legal immigrants and undocumented immigrants. They're afraid to come to work. And he's been forced to try to hire people at a higher wage, which cuts into his profit margin, which is probably pretty slim to begin with, right? And then there's the tariff policy. See, Donald Trump's put tariffs on Mexican tomatoes. He's a tomato farmer, owns 4,000 acres in Florida and California. He said in Florida it's gotten so bad that he has to plow over fields of good tomatoes because he's got no one to pick them. And now that Mexico has been hit with this tariff on tomatoes, they're trying to get ahead of it and flooding the market with tomatoes right now. What do you think that does to the price of tomatoes in the United States? Drives it down. See, this farmer before, he was getting about $16 for a box of tomatoes. You know what he's getting now? $3 to $4. That's how much the market's collapsed. He needs about $10 to $11 just to break even. Think about the export side. So Canada's put a 25% tariff on watermelons coming from the United States. What do you think that means? Canadians might not want to pay the price. They're exporting a lot less watermelons. Farmers that are farming watermelons are feeling the pinch too. You see, you might like the policy. It might feel good on the front end. Yeah, we're closing the borders. Yeah, we're going to show them. We're going to put tariffs on them. But are you willing to pay the price on the back end? Some of you are. Some of you are really getting hurt by it. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. You might not like it.